The year 2012 is wrapping up in less than 2 weeks, and since there really isn't a whole lot else more to talk about, I say we wrap things up with a nice little bow and head into 2013 with a full head of steam. Keep it here, people. This is the GamerNode hot off the grill, end of the year Grill-Tacular. Let's do it. Hello and welcome to the Hot Off the Grill End of the Year Grill-Tacular, presented as always by GamerNode.com. Senior Editor Jason Fanelli here, feeling the holiday spirit as they inch closer and closer. With the year 2012 ending, I figure it's time to look back and see the biggest things of the year, what the highs, the lows, and everything in between. Let's not waste any more time and wrap this year up nice. As I thought about the biggest things in 2012, 4 big stories came to mind. As THQ turns, the roller coaster ride that was THQ in 2012. Disastrous financial results, losing franchises, then having a strong E3 even though being only in a little office room, culminated this week with their filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Now, Chapter 11 is reorganization, not liquidation. Not a death knell by any means, but certainly not good. I can only hope that THQ can use the help that bankruptcy provides, turn themselves around, and bring out those strong games that we really want. South Park, continuing the WWE franchise, and more. We love you, THQ. You've been a part of this industry for far too long for you to just go out into the sunset like this. We're praying for you. We're hoping for you. Come back strong in 2013. Now for some good things, rise of the indies. Indie games really made a strong push to the forefront this year with games like Journey, Pop.io, The Unfinished Swan, and Mark of the Ninja, all at the very top of people's best of 2012 lists. I personally am a big Journey fan, as well as a couple other games I'll talk about later. But it's good to see fresh IPs from fresh faces in the industry finally get some time in the spotlight like they deserve. Because all this will do is make the creatives in the big companies that much more creative. The more big names in our industry, the better products there should be. Speaking of big name titles, we can't talk about the year 2012 without talking about the Mass Effect 3 ending controversy. I really had a problem with not so much the message of the detractors of Mass Effect 3. You can not like the game all you want. It's how they chose to do this, by storming the forums, calling people the worst names imaginable, death threats. Is that really necessary? Be angry all you like. Sending cupcakes was interesting, but I really wish that the whole thing was handled a different way. I feel like a little less profanity and a little more intelligent, thought out points of criticism probably would have made that a much smoother transition and wouldn't have made us gamers look nearly as bad as it did. On the flip side, you look at a company like Ubisoft, and they certainly, I mean, they were a big company to begin with, but they certainly put their foot in the door to be in the elite top echelon of publishers. An amazing E3 with games like Far Cry 3, Zombie U, which debuted this year, Assassin's Creed 3, Watch Dogs, which I still haven't really seen anything about, but I'm just as interested in as I was in June. Ubisoft has positioned themselves very well for the next year. However, there's one thing I want to talk about a little later on that really grinds my gears. Ubisoft had a great year though, and it's good to see companies really take a stride forward and really try and wow the audience. Next, we're going to talk about 3 subjects that I feel deserve some recognition with this year's end of year talk. A couple of these categories will be found on the Nodies, published by GamerNode.com very soon. But I just wanted to talk about things that I specifically enjoyed from this past year. Let's start with my favorite trailers from 2012. The Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2 E3 trailer really wowed me as far as presentation and that little surprise character at the end. I thought was a really cool twist. The first debut trailer really knocked it out of the park, and I really liked it. Also, Dead Island Riptide, which I talked about before on Hot Off the Grill. Dead Island is one of the best trailers I've ever seen, the original, and Riptide continues that excellence with the story of a couple on a boat with no way out. So, excellent job there. The Zombie U premiere trailer at Ubisoft's press conference at E3 2012 was awesome, especially being in the room and seeing that and hearing all the reaction. Fantastic stuff. The second trailer for Grand Theft Auto 5, it's awesome, and all it does is make me want to play the game even more, so hopefully my prediction of May 18th, 2013 comes true. And finally, it's not so much a trailer, but more of a demo of Square Enix's Luminous engine. This is one of the most impressive videos I have seen ever, with the hair texture, the skin, the movement of the eyes. It's unreal. It's fantastic what Square has come up with in their Luminous engine. And if that's what it looks like when I'm playing it, in-game graphics and stuff like that, that'll be the best engine out in the market. Sorry Unreal, sorry Unity. Luminous, that's got some stuff going for it. Now, it's not all butterflies, unicorns, and rainbows, of course, and there were some things in this year that really didn't sit well with me. There will be a nodie for biggest disappointment, but here on Hot Off the Grill, there are 3 things I want to talk about as the most disappointing things of the year. First and foremost, Assassin's Creed 3's ending. For everything that Assassin's Creed 3 did well, the American Revolution setting, the frontier, Connor as a character, although he rubbed some people the wrong way, I was okay with him. The ending just really rubbed me the wrong way. And I'm a guy who was an absolute Mass Effect 3 ending sympathizer, fly the flag, tried and true. And the Assassin's Creed 3 ending just did not do it for me. There's something that happens in there where a long-standing character in the franchise basically gets thrown out of the story, never to be heard from again, we think. How do you do that? How do you go from an important character to a throwaway during the ending cutscene of what's supposed to be the definitive end of the trilogy? It's a trilogy. Don't cliffhang the end of a trilogy, because all that means is you had never intended to end it to begin with, and we shouldn't have thought that you were. So, bad form, Ubisoft, for everything you did right. That really was disappointing. Bad form. Resident Evil 6 is my second disappointment of 2012, and I can see my cameraman nodding behind me in approval. Everything that was wrong with Resident Evil 5 was enhanced in Resident Evil 6. They tried to put in this horror part of it in Leon's campaign, which is fine, but the other 2/3 of it were everything that we did not like about Resident Evil. Jake, as a character, sucks. The idea of creating a nemesis-like creature in the Ustanak to follow him around, cool, that's fine, but he stunk. Chris's entire campaign made no sense, and the story was so jilted, I didn't know what the hell was going on. I don't think anybody did. My opinion, but I feel like Resident Evil 6 was a major disappointment, and it's time to hit the nuke button and start that over fresh. And finally, might be my biggest disappointment of 2012, and I'm really sorry to say this because I was really looking forward to it, and that is the PlayStation Vita. I thought it was a really cool piece of technology. I thought it had a lot of potential to really change the way portable gaming is made. A couple games came out and you're like, yes, this is cool, and then nothing. And then PS1 support in August, and then nothing. And we're getting games that really, other than Persona 4 Golden on November 20th, when the system came out in February, really were not up to snuff. When you have a system for the first time, almost the first full year of its existence, there needs to be a strong lineup of games throughout the entire year to keep people interested. Otherwise, you're going to have a ton of people who trade the system in or get rid of it before they really should. So unfortunately, the Vita is probably the most disappointing thing of the year, and I'm sorry to say it. But enough about bad things. Bad stuff sucks. Let's talk about some good surprises. I have 3 things that really blew me away this year, and I really want to talk about them now. And again, this will be a nodie, so look for the GamerNode.com official most pleasant surprise. But here on the grill, here are 3 of the biggest surprises of 2012. Nintendo Land. If you were with me at E3 2012, you knew walking out of Nintendo's conference, I was pissed. That's what you're going to end your conference with? And then I played it. I was very pleasantly surprised. All of the mini games are fun. The ones you can play against other people are even more fun because they're in the room, and there's a lot to be said about local multiplayer. Online schmonline, if you ask me. Not really. Zelda Battle Quest is fantastic. The F-Zero, where you turn the tablet sideways, is really cool. Pikmin Adventure is fun. Everything about it is really cool. Except for the female monitor robot that stalks you everywhere you go. That's a little creepy. Other than that, I really enjoyed Nintendo Land, and I didn't think I would. So kudos, Nintendo. Thank you for once again proving me wrong and showing me that you know what you're doing and I just need to shut the hell up. Second, also on the Wii U is Zombie U. I mentioned it in the Ubisoft segment earlier, but man, is that game fun. The prepper talking to you through the tablet itself instead of through the speakers, all different types of zombies, the fact that every once in a while they'll attack your base and you have to fend them off. It's really, really, really well done. Very, very excellent use of the tablet controller, and I'm very impressed. So where I said bad form earlier, I say good form to you now, Ubisoft. Thank you very much. And finally, released this week, Street Fighter Cross Mega Man, the Street Fighter Mega Man 8-bit hybrid that came out to celebrate the end of the Street Fighter 25th anniversary and the beginning of the Mega Man 25th anniversary. This is classic Mega Man, but he's fighting Street Fighters instead of Robot Masters. I really enjoyed it. I really had a lot of fun with it. And it was free, which is way out of Capcom's character. So thank you, Capcom, for all the beatings that you took this year PR-wise. This was a nice little gesture and a good start, and I emphasize start, to all those people who were like, this is the only thing you're doing for Mega Man? No, this is the start of the 25th anniversary. There's much more to come, I'm sure. Let's hold our horses. Finally, for the end of the year Grill-Tacular, I'm going to hand out 5 golden spatulas for excellent games in the year 2012. However, there will be no Mass Effect 3, there will be no Journey, there will be no Walking Dead. These are games that I feel are underappreciated. You're going to hear about Mass Effect and Journey and Walking Dead and all those big games in all the award shows, all over the internet, including the Nodies, I'm sure. I haven't seen the ballot yet. But these 5 games I feel are a little under the radar, kind of missed. Not missed, but not played by as many people as they should be played by. And they're definitely worth your time. Take my word for it. These 5 golden spatulas go out to the 2012 most underappreciated games of the year. The first is Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. For all of the bad stuff that happened with 38 Studios in the state of Rhode Island afterward, the game itself was phenomenal. I am not big on huge open-ended RPGs like your Skyrims and your Fallouts, yet I dedicated 80 hours to this game without even thinking twice about it. It's everything I've liked about MMOs in a single-player setting. Fantastic world, great characters, interesting story, fun monsters to fight. Everything was cool. Weaponry, customizable weaponry, everything. It's a must play if you're an RPG fan, an MMO fan, or you just like big games. Definitely worth your time. The second is Skullgirls. For all the big fighting game titles, Skullgirls is definitely one that sticks out for this year. Brand new idea, brand new characters, brand new setting, brand new everything, yet it felt and played like a 2D fighter of yesteryear. More original IP like Skullgirls are what the fighting game genre needs, so kudos to the Skullgirls team for an excellent experience this year. The third is Papo and Yo, which might be the best story outside of The Walking Dead of 2012. Everything about this game is beautiful, from the scenery that you see, the puzzles are fun to play, the story is heart-wrenching yet beautiful at the same time. Definitely worth the $15 on PSN or 10 bucks or whatever it is now to check that out and play it and love it. The fourth is also on the PSN, The Unfinished Swan. This is a game where you literally walk around and you throw paint on things to draw the outline of the world, or throw water to make vines grow, or what have you. Another really excellent experience. Definitely worth your time. Another downloadable game, 15 bucks on PSN. But if you haven't played it yet, I highly recommend it. It's a very good game. And finally, my last golden spatula goes to Asura's Wrath, which is essentially an interactive anime with a little bit of third-person fighting. A lot of quick-time events, but the story is excellent. If you're a fan of anime, Japanese anime at all, it's so out there, like Dragon Ball Z style out there, that you just can't help but love it. So if you haven't tried Asura's Wrath, go try it, go play it. It is excellent. Those are the 5 golden spatulas for the underappreciated games of 2012. If you haven't played them, play them. They're highly worth it. For the Hot Off the Grill team, videographer Matt Boyle, senior editor of GamerNode.com, Jason Fanelli, we want to wish every one of you a happy holiday season, whether it's Christmas, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Festivus, doesn't matter. Have a safe and happy holiday season. As always, stay hungry, my friends. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in 2013. And here's Twix, moral support.